What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. Right now, we're going to talk about the new Wilson GST Prime. Get ready. Put on your shorts. As promised, the new Wilson GST Prime. I gotta say, it's very different than what I'm used to as far as the GST 1003, which I use all the time. It's kind of the same stuff here. Got your stitched on white stripes, which are very, very grippy. I don't know if you guys ever used a real GST before with the sewn in stripes, but it is fantastic for grip. When your receivers catch the ball on the nose, they can catch it. It's fantastic. Has the same basic lines, has the dimple grip, which is very grippy. I can throw this thing, I can grip it, no matter what situation, when it's rain, sleet, snow, shine, whatever, I can grip this ball and throw it like I can throw any other ball. This one too, was pouring out on Sunday. We were wrecking stuff. It was wet, rainy, cold, disgusting out. It was just absolutely disgusting. And I was throwing this ball, not fine. I had a little bit of a up drift on my ball. It was sailing a little high. So I can't really say I was throwing it on point, but I was throwing it better than every other quarterback out there because they were using composites or something else. And as we know, you can't use composites in the rain. You can't use any kind of rubber ball in the rain. It just slips. When leather balls get wet, they remain their grip as best as a football can. What other football is made for the rain? I mean, the leather ball can be the best option in the rain, in my opinion, and it should be your opinion too, because if you're playing with a composite or something else, it's not good in the rain. So I haven't broken this ball in. I've broken in the GST. As you can see, it is beautiful, absolutely stunning. Okay, I put a lot of time into breaking these balls in. I broke in my Duke, which is like, I don't even know if I want to use it. That's how fucking wonderful this thing is. I broke this thing in for like 3 days straight. What I do is, to break in these balls, I will take a warm rag. I will dampen the entire leather, get the pink stuff off. You have pink dye on this thing. You need to get that stuff off so you can really condition the ball properly. So what I'll do is I'll take the rag, I'll wipe it all down, get it a little wet, not soaking wet, just a little wet. Once you have that done, sit the ball down, let it dry out, do it again. Let it dry out, do it again. All right. Once it dries up the third time, you can begin to process of making the ball broken in, because as you can see, this ball is perfect. It has tackiness. I don't know if you can hear that. I feel like I can throw this thing a mile in any situation. What I do is, after it is broken in with the water, the warm rag, and I rubbed it all down, it loses this ashiness. I haven't done anything to this ball. You see the ashiness? It's not shiny. It's dull. There's like this wax coating on it. You need to get that off. Once you get that off, you come out with the kit. You don't need the tack bar right here, but it's good because it maintains the stickiness throughout, and it really puts a nice tack on the ball. These balls all have nice tack. They feel like I can throw them and grip them properly. My receivers, they like the grip. They don't like the hardness of I feel like I throw a hard ball. It feels like it comes at them at like 1,000,000 miles an hour, and they always complain about it, which is fine. But when I need to throw the ball in the rain, I'm throwing this, and that's all there is to it. There's no other option. Once I take the waxiness off the ball, any leather brush you want, you can use. It doesn't have to be this. Just make sure it's a leather brush. And what you do is you do each panel. So this is a panel, right? Where the stitching is. That's one panel. It's 2 panels, 3 panels, 4 panels. What I like to do is I like to start on the bottom. All right. And I'll just take the ball, hold it like a little baby, because it's my baby. And I will just brush it. And I'll go down the seam. I'll come back up, do the point a little bit, come up the seam, staying in the same panel. You always want to stay in the same panel. And you just want to brush it. Brush it, brush it, brush it. Right? As you can see, it's getting really shiny as I'm doing this. But once you start with a bowl like this, it's going to become darker and darker as you scrub. You do this for like 5 minutes each panel. That's what I do. I do 5 minutes each panel. Then, once you're done with that, you go through the whole ball. You do each panel of the ball. You take your tack bar. Now, I've used this thing a lot. You take your tack bar, and this is what you do. You don't. I see a lot of guys on YouTube scraping the brush and then scraping the ball. Don't do that. It's not the proper way to do it. The proper way to do this is to take your tack bar, put it on the corner of the ball, and just slide it once down there so you cover that whole area. You go in the middle, so you cover the middle, and then you go down this seam on the same panel. So now you got that whole area tacked, just one slide. That is it. Not back and forth, nothing crazy, one slide. All right? Take your brush again, and you just want to mend that tack bar into the ball as best you can. All right? So you're not going to scrub it for 5 minutes. You're going to do about 15, 20 seconds of good scrubbing. And once you get it good and you don't see the residue anymore and the ball gets really shiny and tacky, you can stop, just stay on that panel, and then go through each panel. Once you're done with a panel, though, you want to watch that you don't rub the ball on your chest, get the tack off. I mean, it doesn't last forever, but, you know, I wouldn't suggest doing this every time, but this is the non-done side. This is the done side. It's tacky. This. Right? So now I feel a noticeable difference. This ball is a quarter of the way done. I don't need to do this ball because I've done it already, so I'm not going to do it again. What you want to do is you want to take your rag, wipe this stuff down 3 times, dry it out, wipe it down, dry it out, wipe it down, dry it out. Take your brush, 5 minutes each panel. Once that's done, tack bar, one swipe. Don't overlay too much on your panel. One panel at a time, rub it for 15 to 30, 45 seconds, whatever you feel comfortable. You don't want to really go too crazy because you're going to ruin the dimpling the more you scrub. Now, I do this a couple times because I'm a freak and I love my balls tacky. God damn, I love my balls tacky. I get up here, I don't do the laces, and I don't do the white stripes. I don't know if you should. I just don't. I feel they're tacky enough. They don't need more tack or more scrubbing. I leave them the exact way they are because if you notice, this thing is the tackiest part of the football. Now, you're asking me, I heard you say you use this most of the time. When it's not raining, what do you use, Al? Oh, well, I'll tell you what I use. So, guy in Texas had this idea. Okay, got this ball. Said, ball's great. It's broken in. You know, we'll say he got this ball because this is what he really had. Got this ball, great tackiness. You know, it was broken in properly, but you know he's seen the stitched in white lines, and you're saying to yourself, okay, the stitched in white lines are the tackiest part of this football, bar none, no doubt. They are the tackiest part. Same thing with the laces. They feel the same. They're just black and they're dimpled, but they're the same. So he had the idea, well, if we can make a stripe out of this material, why don't we just make the whole damn ball out of this material? Which is, to me, a great idea. Someone should have thought of this years ago. If you're making the stripe this tacky, why don't you just make the whole damn ball this tacky? So he went ahead and he made a football of the white material. And that's this. Okay? This is called the white football. All right? It's from Baden. Baden manufactures it. They don't sell them. One guy that sells them. And it's thewhitefootball.com. Now, this whole ball are these white laces. Okay? It's fantastic. It is one of the best footballs I've ever used in flag football. You can use this. This is the official flag football of the championship series. So that shows you right there. Looks like a rugby ball. I know. It's kind of shitty, but it's white. You can get them in different colors, blue, pink, you know. So if you want to change it, but you can get it in red, white, and blue and throw the ball and be really want to say festive, but that's not the right word. So he went ahead and he made the ball out of the white stripes. Best ball I ever used. One caveat: in dry conditions. If you go to throw this ball in the rain or in snow or the ground's wet and it's dry out, there's no rain, it's sunny, but the rain the day before, the ball hits the ground, this becomes an icicle. It is like trying to hold a football-shaped ice cube. Do not play with this ball in the rain. You will regret it. Your receivers will hate you, and you're not going to have a good game. Dry conditions, best ball I ever used. Hands down, not even close. That being said, that's why we have these. You may look at me and say, this guy's like 300 pounds. He's a quarterback. Yeah, I am a quarterback, and I'm actually pretty good at it. Yeah, I'm not the greatest. I'm almost 40. I used to be able to throw the ball 60 yards, 55, 60 yards. Now I got 45. If I'm lucky, 50, maybe 50. I don't think I got 50 in me, but I haven't tried it in a while. I'm going to condition this just like these, and I'm going to use this because I like the stitching here and the stitching here. My hands fit perfect in there. I use this stitch. It kind of gives me a little bit added grip on my index finger. And, I'm more of a ring and middle finger, kind of release point. So it feels awkward because I'm feeling different, points in my hand. But I got to get used to it. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see kind of the spirals I get with it. And I'm going to see if it's viable to play with. Now, it's a $120 ball. I don't want to go out there in the rain and ruin this, so I'm probably going to use the other GST over there to play in the rain. Because I don't want to wreck this. This is $120. My wife kills me when I buy all these footballs. I got like 4 more over there. This I'm going to bust out one day. I wish it would switch the laces. If it did have the dip-bone laces like the GST, it'd be my favorite ball ever. Even better than this. I love this ball. They rip this shit. My hands are always not on the small side, they're just on the fat side. And I have a problem throwing the ball. I need the most grip here, and this doesn't give it to me. That's why I don't use this, but also, it's so damn fucking pretty. Who wants to use that? So, I stick with this. Rain, this, everything else. Hopefully, this is going to be a dry ball too, because I want to see how I throw it, how I sling it, and we'll get back to there. So that's it for the video. I will be breaking in the GST in another video just to show you all the steps, what I do, and how it will transform from this waxy, non-shiny, slipperier than hell ball to a tackified monster that you can sling down the road, baby. And I love it. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. I will have more football videos on the way. I'm going to do the Nike ball. I'm going to do a few other balls because I like to try balls. What can I say? I like my balls. So that's it. Have a good one. Peace.